Welcome to a new Newsflash from the 31st of August 2022. And some of you will ask yourself now, why is he doing one on Wednesday instead of Sunday like usually? It has something to do with I'm on Friday on the IFA and I missed my last Sunday news roundup or news flash. So I'm talking about this right now. So what you notice is, first of all, that this episode is coming out one day later. So it's coming out on Thursday instead of on Wednesday. So I could have said it's the 1st of November. It doesn't really matter. I'm recording it on the 31st. This has something simply to do with time management. So what I want to talk about, first of all, some news. We have some interesting news. There's some new software release. For example, my favorite open source video editor, Kdenlive, has got a new version. 22.08 is out now. It has a new 3D animation editor, which is pretty nice. We have so many interesting new options, like for parallel rendering using the GPU even, which is pretty cool as well. So overall, I would say also transcoding proxy files using the GPU. Overall, I would say Kdenlive, very, very interesting update. So if you are a Linux user, definitely try Kdenlive out, the new version 22.08. I think it should be available as app, image, Flatpak, and Snap probably, so you can try it out also on a little bit older Linux distributions that don't ship the new version. Anyway, spoiler alert, I already showed you and talked to you about IFA 2022. I will be there. I'm invited by Honor, so I will be there definitely at the Honor booth, as well as the new presentation that they will have there. Probably you know already which smartphone they will reveal. Spoiler alert, it came out, I think, in Malaysia and England last week, so it is nothing really new. I also have the phone with me and will have it with me for doing some vlogs. I will also use the Honor Magic 4 Ultimate for sure, so this one also will be there. And I will use it definitely as my main primary video device because I had made good experiences on Gamescom. And there is another, not spoiler, but maybe reminder, take a look at my Gamescom tour where I used this Magic 4 Ultimate for filming. And I think it was pretty good in this dim lit situation with lots of lights going on. I think it made a very, very good video cam there for my vlog. And so because I made so much good experiences with this one here, I will take it also definitely to IFA, especially as I think there will not be so dark rooms. It will be a little bit more brighter there. This will definitely hold up probably. Otherwise, of course, it's an Honor device, so I'm invited by Honor, probably will run around at the Honor booth a lot. Definitely will take a look at other things as well if I have the time, but makes sense to have to have a small talk with Honor eventually, or some other fans that like to use this their devices. So that's for this. So IFA 2022, I will be there on Friday. So the official, I think, start for the normal people, not press people. And I will be there, only on Friday, probably. On Saturday, it's going back to Cologne. But hope to see some of you eventually there. If you're around IFA, would be very cool. I'm probably around the Honor booth there for a short little while. Otherwise, definitely for the Honor press event. And otherwise, running around there, you can just say hi eventually if you see me there. What else? So you also noticed this is also one of the reasons why you see lots and lots, or you will see lots and lots of content about Honor the coming weeks. So on Friday, from Friday on, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, up to Wednesday, I think I have planned already. And they're all in a queue waiting for the embargo to drop, and then all the videos will come out one day after another. So it will be a bombardment of Honor topics and Honor videos in the next couple of days. But we had a bombardment of Xiaomi videos the last couple of days. So the Xiaomi 12S Ultra, I'm testing and tested against various different devices. So if you're interested in the Xiaomi 12S Ultra, there will be also some other videos coming out, but later after all the Honor stuff is gone, done and so on. And probably I also will do, because I'm using this, I will do some vlogs and maybe some stuff will come in between, talking about the IFA as well. I just have to see how it's like 2-3 years ago since the last IFA, so it's like I have to see how things changes there, how things are going there, and how I do my videos. Either I do a vlog or I do theme specific stuffs. I have just to see how it will develop. Otherwise, I just thought maybe it might be interesting for you to know what is on the agenda. So like I said, the Honor weeks are coming. This week was basically Xiaomi week. There will be more Xiaomi stuff coming, definitely, for sure. But there's also Sony. Sony has a press event today, or not today, tomorrow. So that means actually when you're watching today, so on Thursday, they have an event and probably are presenting the brand new Xperia 5 Mark IV. And I really hope it has the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 and not the 8 Gen 1 that tends to overheat, and Sony does not tend to address this with good enough heat pipe. So I really hope that it's the 8 Plus Gen 1 and not the 8 Gen 1, even though it makes sense it would have been the 8 Gen 1 because it would be an unfair upgrade to the 1 Mark IV. It wouldn't be. Otherwise, talking about the 1 Mark IV, I'm recording here right now with the 1 Mark IV now for 6 minutes and 30 seconds in 4K 30 and don't see any overheating warning yet because I got a new update. It arrived 2 days ago, beginning of the week. It arrived, a new update with, what is it? The only thing, the last digits changed to 88 or something like this. And yeah, this version should supposedly fixes the overheating issue, which is pretty nice indeed. What I checked out definitely for sure is if you go and turn on seamless mode for the video, so where it's all 3 cameras will be used or could be used for zooming in, then for sure the Sony is turning all of those cams on. So you don't have this like when you're switching. For example, I have this here on my Honor phone. Not on this, on the other one. It doesn't really matter. When you switch to the ultra wide angle, you always saw that like white flashing because it had like completely had to do the exposure again because the sensor was turned off. On the Sony, you don't have this because the sensor is turned on and gets the exposure all the time, adjusts the exposure all the time, so that when you switch the lens, that it can immediately have the right exposure, and you don't have this either dark flash or white flash, usually white flash when switching lenses. This is something that might cause this overheating. So if you want to record longer videos with the Xperia 1 Mark IV, for sure update to the newest firmware. This helps a lot already. But then also, if you don't need it, just like I don't need it right now, I don't need to switch to the ultra wide angle or to the zoom lens right now. Just don't record in the seamless zoom setting because it's using all 3 lenses at the same time, and this causes, of course, a little bit of overheating. No, not a little bit, definitely overheating. So this is one very important thing, and I like this new upgrade on the 1 Mark IV. I will test this. Of course, all Sony lovers here on the channel or that like to see new Sony content and new stuff, I will test this for sure. This is one little test that I'm doing here right now, talking for 8 minutes in 4K 30 to see how good this is. Again, room temperature 24 degrees. I cannot tell you much because outside we don't have much more. We have like 25 or something like this. Now we don't have the 30s anymore, and I'm not sure I will bring the 1 Mark IV to the IFA this year because I was invited by Honor. I want to try out the Honor. I used it. I have good experience. It has a large sensor here. I could have brought the Xiaomi as well, but maybe I will bring the Xiaomi as well. Maybe I will bring the Sony. I will definitely bring one Sony for sure. And then is this beast here, the Xperia Pro I, because the Xperia Pro I has also a 1-inch size sensor that is very good in low light as well. And I think this is one reason to bring this instead of a big DSLR or DSLM camera, and not bring the 1 Mark IV because I don't need the zoom lens so much, I think. But I have to think about it. So planned for now, Sony lovers, is the Xperia Pro I, then the Honor Magic 4 Ultimate, then the other Honor smartphone that everyone knows already about, but yeah, I cannot tell you yet. And probably I will bring, where my main SIM sits currently, the P50 Pro as well, just as my main telephone for I know, chat, phoning, calling, something like this. I have all the stuff configured here. I have everything cloned to this Magic 4 Ultimate. This is a cool thing because device clone or phone clone, however it's called, can be used between Honor and Huawei phones. So I could just bring everything over here, could just put the SIM out here, put it in here, and everything would work as well. Only thing that would not work is my banking, online banking, because this requires two-factor authentication, and this is only available, I think, or for 2 phones, and one of the phones is this one here, and the other one, maybe I should have gotten the other one as well deconfigured and configured to the new one. Doesn't really matter. What I wanted to say, IFA 2022, I'm very, very excited to see how things are going there. If you're interested, this will come out then probably end of the week, weekend, something like this. Then a lot of Honor things will come out. You can take a look at my Gamescom footage if you want to see how good this one here is, but also you can check this against this one here as well. There was a video that I made available, and also for now in my future, for you already in the past, those 2 I also checked out, and no, those 2, damn, too many phones. Those 2 I also checked out, and yeah, I gave my opinion about those as well. And yeah, probably we'll see each other on the IFA eventually if you are there. Otherwise, have a great time. And in terms of news, that's basically it. And I'm recording now 12 minutes already without any overheating sign on the One Mark IV, which is a good sign, I would say. And I hope that this will keep going, because I have still the very strong contender besides this one here that never made it global. So it's my personal favorite here this year. This one already came out last year, so I cannot technically say it's my personal favorite here. But this year came out this year. Magic 4 Ultimate, isn't it? Yeah, it came out this year. This one here would be also my personal favorite, but also came out last year. So my new personal favorite phone right now that is globally available is this one that I'm filming here right now, the One Mark IV. The only big gripe that I had, what I always told you, is the only thing that is holding me back to give this the definite award for phone of this year is the overheating issue. But as it looks like the newest update and the tip, like don't use seamless zoom, fixed it good enough for me, I can tell you it is getting more and more my personal favorite this year. What is your personal favorite this year? I still have another thing that I think is very, very interesting here, the Zenfone 9. But this one also has the big problem of, I think, the main camera and the default software. It is usable, very usable with Gcam, and doesn't have overheating issues, but still it lacks zoom capabilities, which the One Mark IV has. And I think the headphone jack, I tested it out, is a bit better on the One Mark IV. So this is why I give it a win. And the 5 Mark IV, if it has the same kind of technology as the One Mark IV, I would give it even the win for this as well. The only big bummer would be on the 5 Mark IV if it still has this overheating Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 instead of the 8 Plus Gen 1, which the Zenfone has. So this is why I would say the Zenfone might be the better one. On the other hand, the 5 Mark IV could get also wireless charging that people really, really wanted, a feature of the One Mark lineup that the 5 Mark lineup never got. And maybe this year they will get it, which might be very, very interesting for some people, because then if it doesn't have this overheating issue, if it has the right processor, doesn't have this overheating issue, but still like 95% of the same features as, even like let's say 98% of the features of the One Mark IV, even a smaller, more handy package, then probably it might be very, very interesting for some people to get the 5 Mark IV. Also, if the price is as low as it was for the 5 Mark III, then definitely I would just say skip the One Mark IV, because 4K OLED screen and a bigger screen you really don't need, just like the 5 Mark IV and the 6-inch, 6.1 inch eventually what they have would be enough, and 1080p. This is my personal opinion, but you can write down in the comments what you think about this. Otherwise, I'm blubbling too much. So I'm going to the IFA. So what do I take? So this is my primary cam, but I will not just film like this because it's a bit stupid. I have something like this. This is a small little smartphone grip. You can see it looks like a little bit of like a DSLR or DSLM or compact camera grip. And it has on the other side this clamp for smartphones. So I can just clamp my smartphone in here, which is pretty handy. Of course, it is damaging a little bit the screen protector eventually if you do it a little bit too hasty here, but then I have like the perfect grip here for holding it. Also, when I want to do selfies or something like that, I can hold it here onto this grip because it's very large, and I have a very nice grip here. Don't have this very thin smartphone that my hand will get cramps. This is pretty nice. I have, even if I want to, a cold shoe here on this. I'm not sure if you can see it there. There's a cold shoe. So with this cold shoe, I could like put in LED lamps if I don't have enough light. But of course I can in video mode also turn on this light here. That is also very bright. It's not an Xperia that has this very bad light, but this one has this super night mode as well. With this bright mode, I don't think we will run into issues when it comes to this. I know some people say, DSLM still in this timeless situation is better. Yeah, of course. But with this new very large sensor smartphones and this new computational photography stuff, I personally don't need it. And I have this very nice grip holding it here. The only thing I could imagine is having a little bit of issues here would be if I'm using my Boya wireless microphone, because this Boya wireless microphone has, of course, this USB Type-C dongle. I showed you this already in another video. If I plug it in here, you can see that it's holding perfectly fine here in place, but it's making it a little bit larger here, so it doesn't feel as comfortable and as safe because your strength is holding onto the USB-C connector down here, and it could break. So this is what I have a little bit fear of. The other thing is like what I probably will do, because I'm not trusting those Bluetooth or 2.4 gigahertz mics so much, is using the same microphone, either this one or the one that has like the wind filters, because I forgot, I've lost the wind muff. And by the way, if you know a wind muff for this kind of microphone from Sony, please tell me, because I cannot find it anywhere. So and this is a very good microphone. Otherwise I will use another microphone for this with a little wind muff that is cable attached, so I will not run into any issues with some kind of interference using a wireless mic, but I have to test it. I was using the wireless mic and this combination here on the Gamescom. On Gamescom, not so many people were running around, probably not so much Bluetooth going on and Wi-Fi stuff there, so not so much issues. But on the IFA it could be, so we will see how this will turn out. Maybe if I have to be quick, maybe I use this, but I have to check it again, and maybe I will use the cable. I have to see how it will. I will just take the cable. Then what else will I take? I will take definitely a backpack only, because it's one day only there, so not so much stuff I have to pack. Yeah, but this will be my main cam. Then as backup cam, probably, because it has such a large sensor, the Xperia Pro I. I can also use this hand grip for the Xperia Pro I without any issues, and I can also put this hand grip there without any issues. No issues with this. This hand grip also has the good thing that it has like a Bluetooth shutter here as well. Of course, on this device it makes sense because I don't have a shutter. I could use it for starting and stopping the videos, but Bluetooth again. And here I have, of course, my own shutter. I'm not sure if you can see it, it's a bit dark. My own shutter that I can use here on the Pro I. And then as C-cam almost, I would say the P50 Pro eventually that I will take. Another B-cam eventually will be the other Honor device that I'm not allowed to show you right now, that will be released there on IFA. Everyone knows about it already, I think. This will be definitely also a B cam or C-cam or something like this for sure. So almost 20 minutes. I see the overheating sign right now, so I think I will stop here right now with this little news flash of this week and a little bit of a promotion for the IFA that will come tomorrow. So on the Friday I will be there, and hope you have a nice week. And if you have some questions regarding whatever I'm testing here right now about my equipment or other things, write it down in the comment section. That's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Until the next time. Bye.